Hey guys, it is Tanya. Happy Monday. So, hopefully, you guys had a very, very wonderful Mother's Day and you're starting this week off good. And Monday's going well so far, and the week is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. um, my Mother's Day was okay. I didn't do anything at all, didn't do anything special. A little sleep deprived, but other than that, it was uneventful. It was planned to be uneventful, so it went pretty much the way I planned it. Minus the whole one baby waking up at 4:30, and I was only getting 3 hours of sleep, and then they took shifts, and it got rough. But other than that, I guess that's Mother's Day. That's being a mother in a nutshell. You never know. So it's probably about right, isn't it? But I wanted to jump on today and talk about self-care. So yesterday, Mother's Day, for a lot of moms, was probably some good self-care, some good me time, just some good old-fashioned pampering and people treating you right and people being special. Hey, Janae! And you just being this great mom and, whatever, and everybody just pampering you. So, a lot of us got some me time yesterday. Not me, but a lot of moms got some me time yesterday. But it is a little bit different. Me time is a component of self-care, but me time is a little bit different than self-care. And self-care is that stuff that we typically get to do over the other 364 days that aren't deemed as Mother's Day. And I was thinking about this because I went to grief counseling a couple weeks. This might have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago that we had this conversation. And she said, you need to find time away from the girls. Like I take the girls to the grief counseling sessions. So that's just how that goes. And she says, you need to find time away from the girls, like healthy time away from the girls. Time for not just you, but for them too, healthy separation. And I didn't disagree. I was like, I agree that is true. And she said, when we talked about this a few months ago, I could tell that you weren't ready. Because when I brought it up, you said, no, I don't. I'm going to take the girls everywhere I go. And, when she reminded me of that conversation, I absolutely said it. I knew I said it. I was guilty as charged. And when she told me, you said that, I thought to myself, I was like, wow, I really was being an asshole that day. Like that was I was being a straight jerk. And even I acknowledged, I didn't say it out loud, but I acknowledged, I was like, I was being a jerk that day. I don't know what happened. But I went home and I thought about not what she said, because I totally agree with what she said, but why was I being a jerk that day? Now, granted, it had been 6 months since I said that I didn't need any time away from the girls and the conversation that we were having a couple weeks ago. So clearly, I was in a different place anyway. But when I stopped and really thought about it, I thought about the conversation that we had back in autumn. And me saying, I don't need that time away from the girls. Yes, I was in a different place, but my self-care needs are a little bit different than what everybody else's might be. And that's kind of the big thing with self-care. It's different. It looks different for everybody. And self-care isn't necessarily that pampering yourself. That's that me time. It's not pampering yourself or, doing nice things and being happy. It really is creating a life that you don't have to escape from. Like sometimes when we go, like I know even for me, if I go to like the hair salon, it's a pampering session. Like it's just kind of me, no kids and no spouse and no whatever it is. But it's just me kind of going and getting away from some of those other things and just getting pampered. And that's me time. But self-care is something different. Like right now, when I'm working out, self-care, that's a part of self-care. And it's because I'm 39 and I have a set of twins who just turned 1. I need to be able to keep up with them. I can't be tired all the time. I don't want to be lethargic. I don't want to be sick. So for me, fitness is a part of my self-care because I want to be able to keep up with the girls. When they turn 5, 6, 7 years old, I want to still be able to go to the park with them and run around with them. I might not run as fast, but I still want to be able to do that stuff. So when she was talking to me about you need healthy time away from the girls and you need to be able to do this, I'm thinking, no, I don't, because everything I do right now, I can do with them. Because she's like, well, what if you want to go out with friends? No, that's not where my mind is right now. That's not where I am. And for me, that wasn't self-care. Self-care wasn't going out with friends. Self-care wasn't taking a bubble bath or drinking a glass of wine. That wasn't where I was. And even today, it's still not really where I am. My self-care is something totally different than even what it was before I had the girls. So self-care for me right now isn't a glass of wine. I honestly couldn't tell you when was the last time I had a glass of wine. And for me, that's crazy. But if somebody offered, to like, oh, if you want to train for this next 5K, I'll keep the girls, you might have my attention because that's a part of my self-care. Fitness and working out and things like that are a part of my self-care. So that might catch my attention. There are going to be some things that you might throw at me that won't. And that's going to happen. Somebody may look at, your life and say, you need to do this. And in your mind, that doesn't get me any closer to my goals. Why would I do that? And self-care is the self-preservation. What's going to get you closer to your goals? Whether it's a health goal, whether it's a career goal, a business goal, a parenting goal, a marriage goal. If there's something that somebody's telling you should do and it's not going to get you closer to those goals, I'm not even going to say you shouldn't do it, but you're probably thinking to yourself that you shouldn't do it because that isn't a part of your self-care regimen. Hanging out with the guys doesn't help your marriage with your wife. It's just, it doesn't help. It may not hurt. Maybe your wife doesn't mind, but it doesn't help. And if there's something going on in your marriage, then you would have to think about that. And the other thing could be said, hanging out with the girls may not help your marriage at home if you and your husband aren't communicating. So it could be on either end, both sides. And that's kind of what self-care is. Self-care looks like the things that will keep you from running away from your life. It'll keep your life itself healthy. It'll keep your goals. It'll keep your dreams. It'll keep those things thriving. So I wanted to talk about that today, and I'll wrap this up, but I want to talk about that today because it was something that came up for me recently, especially with Mother's Day coming up and then the anniversary of, my boyfriend passing. It was just kind of like, you need time for yourself. Says who? Who defines your self-care? How can somebody else define what takes care of you? And I won't go as far as to say that I don't need healthy time away from the girls, but that's going to come from me. That definition, whatever that looks like is going to come from me. Just like the self-care that you're going to provide for yourself, the things you're going to do for yourself. Whether it is a spa treatment and a mani-pedi, or whether it's simply working overtime to make sure that you can afford to live in your safe neighborhood. Whatever your self-care is, it's defined by you. Nobody can decide what you need to take care of yourself. That best comes from you. Please keep that in mind because that's something that we literally do every single day. We don't pamper ourselves every single day, but self-care is something we do every day. And we have to know what it is, really have a clear vision on it, and take it seriously. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I will post a link to my website down in the comments. So if you want to get in touch with me, please do so. And I will see and talk to you guys very soon. Bye.